Here's my top 5 places to reside and live in the upcoming economic and social unrest and collapse. I'm going to do part 6 through 10 in this really quick style video, and it's going to be the top 5 best places to live. And number 5 on my list is New Zealand, and it's a place to live. There's some uncertainties in this country, not enough to be off the list, but it comes close at number 5, and it's an independent area with a good place to live and start a family or a business in Ardmore or Auckland. The economy is independent, becoming slightly bigger. There are key financial areas in this region. I would consider this a part of I would consider this putting this on the bottom of your checklist for bug out places, because it's next to Australia, a nation that's occupied by England, and it could be some possible tough times there, and it's just a huge question mark that in the upcoming collapse. Number 4 on my list is Amsterdam, Netherlands, and Norway. These places in Northern Europe. Norway has its own currency, and Netherlands is supported by the euro, which is the only problem I have with the nation. The euro is going to collapse. There will be no currency in Netherlands. They could probably put up their own currency, but that I don't know. The government isn't terrible like England or Germany or Italy or Greece with globalist views. The euro is the biggest problem there, but the city of Amsterdam is a good place for the booming population and the young community, including the industries, including the famous marijuana industry, which should be the model of the global marijuana medicine movement. It's not a hard drug, it's just propaganda, which the US government wants you to think it's a hard drug, but it's good for you. Norway is a good place to go in Northern Europe as a short-term, several-year safe haven. It's a good place to escape to. Great public, small government, numerous other good positives about this nation. Norway could be the big nation during the economic collapse and just boom during it. Refugees starting up will have a fine time in this Northern European nation. Number 3 on my list is Costa Rica. Is a tropical paradise in Latin America with a small government and an independent, laid-back lifestyle. Would be perfect for a place to bug out to and go and start up your life during the economic collapse in the United States of America and surrounding regions. You can live there on a small budget. You can have a farm, many different independent things to do there. The only small negative thing is that there's some crime, but the crime rates seem to be dropping. I think this would be a tie for the third place spot with a similar type of place in South Africa called Cape Town, South Africa, or even small regions in Southeast Africa to parts of the Indian Ocean areas. My number 2 place on my list is Geneva, Switzerland. Known as the most independent state in Europe. This is run by a decent economy. It's a decent country. It's in the mountainous areas of Central Europe, which is the reason I give it number 2, and I didn't give it the number 1 spot because it's surrounded by the European Union nations. And it is also a part of the euro partially, but it has its own currency, the Swiss franc. Geneva is a great downtown area with the old styles from the 18th and 19th century mixing in with the new 21st century mainstream stuff, mainstream culture. And the nation gives out trades for cash and gold and silver at the banks. The nation would be a great place for any person trying to make a living and a great lifestyle in the collapse coming up. It's a decent place. And my number 1 place It's on my list is a tie between two small nations / large cities in Southeast Asia. These nations are Singapore and Hong Kong. These two nations are some of the most free market and small government nations on the planet and should be the global model for independence. But sadly, it ain't. We're going into some hard times. I personally are going to go try to leave America right before the collapse and go to Singapore and start a big new life. The nation has some strict rules like don't litter, small things like that, nothing really but they will punish big time banker schemes and will execute the bankers, which they have done in the past. This is a small government state that has Singapore is a small government state that has the second most free economy, which allows it to create a booming economy even during a collapse. And currently, they're in a positive direction because there is no debt. They're in a positive direction. They're positive in money. They're making money. They're not losing money. They're not broke. They're booming, and they're becoming richer and richer and richer during the collapse times coming up. And also, Singapore is one of the biggest casino districts, and they have a place called the Casino Palace District, which rivals Las Vegas. And during the economic collapse, it'll probably become bigger than Vegas. When Vegas died, some casinos will likely move down there. This would be my place to go. I would like to run a gold or silver business, or possibly even the casino business down in Singapore. Then we have Hong Kong, the most free market economy in the world, but also it has a small issue. The Communist Chinese, one of them, will collapse. It will likely stay there, but refugees will overrun the city, and there might be small issues including poverty and robberies. Some crime rates might increase. That is why I prefer Singapore and its region in South Asia, in the middle of the warm tropical environment in the Malaysia region, and I would love to move there in a heartbeat. That would be my place to go and move and make a new life out there if this place known as the United States collapse, which is highly likely right now. Sir Sherlock says it's time to peace out. It's late at night. It's February 16th, and it's time to check out.